So Parliament opened up today with question period, and it got heated right away between Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre. So we're going to have a look at this. The back and forth goes on for quite a few minutes. So we're going to definitely dive into that. But before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help grow the channel. And I appreciate you guys doing that for me so much. So let's get into this, and then we'll talk about it.
Questions, questions orales, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
After the Prime Minister broke his promise to, quote, negotiate a win with the Americans by July 21st, lumber tariffs have more than doubled, and job losses are piling up. Cap Paper is potentially laying off 300 workers in Northern Ontario. That's on top of 800 workers who are losing their jobs at Imperial Oil. TransCanada and Enbridge are building more in the United States as their headquarters move south after the Prime Minister broke his promise to build, baby, build. Doesn't the Prime Minister realize that when he doesn't do his job, Canadians lose theirs?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Here. Mr. Speaker, our sympathies are with the families of the workers at Imperial Oil. Our action...
Yeah, they feel so bad about what's going on, but they're not going to do anything about it, are they? Typical, right?
Our actions are with the workers and the management of Cap Paper, who are having meetings with the Minister of Industry, a variety of other government officials today to work. Our support is foursquare behind Algoma Steel, with $400 million between the federal government and the province of Ontario to build Canada strong.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, since he took office, 86,000 more Canadians are unemployed, and we have the second highest unemployment in the G7. This is all the result of out-of-control government spending and taxes. Every dollar the Prime Minister spends comes out of the pockets of Canadians, and now the Parliamentary Budget Officer rates his deficits as, quote, very alarming, stupefying, shocking, unsustainable. If you don't change, this is done. Something is going to break. We are at the edge of a cliff. Those are the words of the Parliamentary Budget Officer. When will he stop his out-of-control spending? When he's over the edge of the cliff?
Yep.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there's a little thing called cause and effect. And the cause that the Leader of the Opposition is missing...
Listen to him. He's having a meltdown. He hates being criticized. He gets up and he's thinking for a second, and you see him kind of stumble, and then he starts yelling. He hates having to deal with this. He hates dealing with Pierre Poilievre, and he does not handle it very well.
Is the U.S. tariffs, the U.S. tariffs that are hitting steel, the U.S. tariffs that are hitting lumber, the U.S. tariffs that are hitting our auto sector. That's why we need to build this country strong. That's why we're getting spending under control. That's why we're going to spend less to invest more. I believe in this country, Mr. Speaker.
What? Did he just say spending less? Oh my God.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Spend less? Deficit spending is up almost 100% since this Prime Minister took office. And as for investment, it has fallen. In fact, $50 billion of net investment has left since he took office. And yet he repeats the same promises the Liberals have been making for a decade. They said their deficits would lead to more investment. Since they took office, investment is down by 10%, the worst investment record in the G7. In fact, with $600 billion more debt under this government, investment has fallen. How much more debt would they have to add on the backs of Canadians to reverse this disastrous result?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, once again, it's time for a little fiscal lesson for the Leader of the Opposition.
Oh my God.
Strongest credit rating in the world, AAA, S&P, and Moody's. Lowest deficit in the G7. Lowest debt level in the G7. Lowest net debt to GDP in the G7. Biggest potential in the G7. This side of the House believes in Canada. Come join us.
Biggest potential in the G7. Okay. So do something with that potential. What have they done? Signed letters of intent and build offices so they can have meetings. All talk, no action. And look at the clapping seals.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I know that sometimes it gets heated in this place, and recently I said that this Prime Minister was just as irresponsible with money as Justin Trudeau, and I now realize that that was unfair to Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
In reality, he has increased the deficit by almost 70% above what Justin Trudeau left behind. And now the Parliamentary Budget Officer describes this Prime Minister's deficits as alarming, stupefying, unstable, unsustainable. If you don't change, this is done, and something is going to break. How is it even possible for this Prime Minister to be more fiscally incompetent than the drama teacher?
And see, that's, again, Pierre, don't change. People say, oh, he's too much of an attack dog, he's too mean, but he's correct. This guy is worse than Justin Trudeau, the drama teacher. That's right. The drama teacher spent less money, or is on his way, or he spent less money than what Mark Carney, the so-called great negotiator, the great businessman, the guy who's fiscally responsible and has all kinds of experience. Well, then why are you worse at that than a friggin' drama teacher? Again, we thought Justin Trudeau was bad. We haven't seen anything yet.
Prime Minister.
Nobody believes you. I can't imagine, Mr. Speaker, I can't imagine why it gets heated in the House with language like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Language like what? He said the word drama teacher. Did the Speaker of the House stand up and say that Pierre Poilievre said something unparliamentary? I didn't hear that, did you? What's this got language like that? Oh, maybe they'll just pass a bill to try to censor language like that, even though it's completely appropriate, because as we know, that's what the Liberals want to do. Check out Northern Perspective's new video on Bill C-8. Gotta check that out. And this guy wants to censor language. Of course he does. You can tell he hates people criticizing him.
Prime Minister. This government is conducting a comprehensive spending review. This government is building houses. This government is building projects in the national interest. This government is building Canada strong. Come join us. Well done.
And that's the interesting part, right? They say, come join us to the Conservatives. For the last however many years, I think the whole time actually that Justin Trudeau was in power, he did not need the Conservatives. They could pass any bill they want. Sometimes they just needed the help of the NDP, which for the last 4 years or so, they had. Because Jagmeet Singh was living inside of Justin Trudeau's pocket. So they've had all this time to pass bills to make quote-unquote Canada strong, and everything they've done has made Canada worse. And they blame the oh, they don't want to vote for our bills. Those bills were passed. And what happened? Middle class is on its way to being completely annihilated because you dumb assholes.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I'm going to skip the French part.
Canadians for his 7.
Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister promised the Canadians would be able to judge him by their experience at the grocery store. Well, that experience is what is now being called struggle meals, where Canadians are now sharing tips on how they can scrounge together meals that are often of lower nutritional value because that's all they can afford. Food price inflation has accelerated to almost double the Bank of Canada's target, rising 50% faster in Canada than in the United States since this Prime Minister took office, promising the reverse. Will he finally axe the Liberal taxes on groceries so that Canadians can afford to eat?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Monsieur le Président, il n'y a pas...
Mr. Speaker, there is no GST on groceries.
Number 2, we cut the carbon tax. There's no carbon tax. There's no carbon tax on farms. There's no carbon tax on grocery stores. There is no carbon tax. No, there's not. On anything under 50 kilotons. Monsieur le Président, but we see the big picture. We know that real wages have been growing every single month since I became Prime Minister.
I mean, that was just nothing but lies. Yes, we still have a carbon tax. It's called the Clean Fuel Regulations Act, which is at about 17%. Right around what the carbon tax was at. It's just a sneaky way of putting a carbon tax in without calling it a carbon tax, and now we're getting charged extra without getting the rebate. Worse than Trudeau.
The honourable member for Belleuil-Chambly.
Okay, so that's the end of their exchange there, but I mean, Mark Carney just got up there, said a whole bunch of nothing, and the one or two things he actually said, he wasn't even true. Again, this guy is here to finish what Trudeau was too stupid to finish himself. There's a clear mandate amongst globalists and elitists, which have clearly infiltrated the Liberal Party, to get rid of the middle class. And they're going to do it by scaring you through things like climate change or Trump. Just be scared of Trump. You don't want to be American, right? But you'd rather be a homeless Canadian? Because that's what we're on the way to. Think about it. If rent doubles again in the next 10 years and wages stay stagnant, which they will, unless something changes, you're going to be working full-time a job for, what, $2,500 to $3,000 a month on average for most people, and that's not even going to cover your rent. So then you're going to have to go get another job in a crappy economy where it's already tough to find one just to have a little bit extra. So you're going to have to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week to have a shitty life. That's what the Liberals want, and that's why we need them out, and we need to give the Conservatives a chance to fix what the Liberal Party of Canada has ruined.